The little drawn. Today's kind of like just setting standards up for where we want to be. And I'm going to start with a seated butterfly guard. And I'm going to start with grip, which is the standard collar and sleeve grip. The hand inside the collar stops Steve from posturing up. And the hand that grabs the sleeve, it's generally designed to stop Steve from passing so he doesn't get to push the knee down or attack. So he basically has the one hand and to pass gap, which is generally passing to the side that they're not comfortable or that they don't pass. So the two things, number one is I like to sit up and get my grip from here. First things first is I'm going to drop to my right hand side and I'm going to try and keep my elbow in. My foot goes up. So whether my partner falls or whether I get the foot in the bicep will depend on what we do next. I'm definitely not coming up on this, right? So let's have a look at that again. So I'm not coming, so we're going to assume that my partner is off balance and that we sweep them. We're not going to complete the sweep. We want to set the trap at this stage here. Okay, so sitting up. Now what I'm doing is I'm going, it's like a punch, hook, so I punch and I hook and my foot comes in. So what I'm doing is I try and put my foot over as Steve comes back up on the top. I simply start to pull my leg through and start to look for the triangle choke from there. Now, because I have the triangle, if you think about this way, right, is Steve can't posture because I've got hold of the collar. So it's not super important that I get the leg control just yet. So I'm going to kick off the side, I'm going to tension, so I'm going to get the choke using the collar instead of my leg. Now, if I can throw my leg over on top as well, the choke comes on twice as fast. So I need to make sure I've got this grip. So I have my knee up because I find this hard to spin. Because I've got the arm control, is I spin and I'm going to tension the collar, just put that down to get the choke. Now, a lot of the time they're going to try and drive forward. The beautiful thing about this is it actually puts the choke on. So if they drive forward, it puts the choke on because my hand's inside the collar. So we'll go to the option where Steve's got good balance and he doesn't fall over, or I don't quite get it. So I've got the option from here, sit up, pull from the bicep. So this is pretty easy. Just exactly the same, rehash. Exactly the same concept. This time to stop him from putting the arm out, I just put my leg behind. And then start to tension to get the choke. So I'm tensioning with the collar to get choke. So two options today, guys. From here, so Steve, make sure you're sitting up. Okay, so I'm going to go punch and pull, bring my legs through. So now if I can, switch over to the triangle, make sure I'm kicking off the hip to get hold. Bring my knee on the back side of the elbow so it's locked in. Don't bring my knee here because he'll be able to put his weight on it. So I need to make sure that my knee's on the back side. Once again, lock it up. If I do go to this position and I've got my foot and Steve does fall over, so I do the sweep, I tap my foot over the shoulder as he comes back in. Make sure you pull on his arm, lock it up and just start to tension your choke. Let's go. Pretty easy, guys. Go, 1, 2, 3. Rehash.
Grip?
Yes, yeah. So the hand, think about this way, is the hand in the collar is first, because that'll pull forward. So as he goes to push up, his hand has to be on the ground, which allows me to get the grip here. Where if I try and get the sleeve grip, there's nothing to hold him down so he can move your hand. So I always go collar grip, and I like to kind of tension the collar grip first. Go from there. So just the start part, grabbing this is a drill. And it was from the seated butterfly guard. So I've got the collar and the sleeve. And it's easier for me to tip to the side that I'm controlling. If I tip the opposite way, I'm almost letting them pass the guard. I don't have any core in, so I am trying to tip to the side and trying to put their weight this way. One of the things that I want to do from here is, once I've tipped, is I want to get my foot in nice and high. And this may go onto the shoulder, it may go onto the bicep. One of the things that I've been playing around with lately is I've been crossing it over to this side. So as I'm dropping, I'm just kicking it to here. And this is a really nice way to stretch my partner out. I've still got my hook on the inside and I've got a crossover grip. One of the most common things that I get from here is that the partner will try and put their weight on you, but because I've got them stretched out, it's quite hard for them to put their weight down. I've got this really nice control. What I do is I let go, I keep my foot on, and I simply start to come up towards the collar. And this is really deep. Because I keep the foot on the bicep or the forearm, it's quite hard, and they've got to pull the hand backwards. because they're putting their hand backwards, it gives me really nice exposure to the neck. So just something I've kind of been playing around with a little bit in the competition rounds, just to see how people react to it and all that. But I found this quite good. As far as the recovery goes, your guard recovery is super easy here as well. It's like the warm-up drill. So like, you know, I'm here, so I tip over, foot goes in, right, and I've got the bicep, he grip breaks, whatever like that, so I just bring my leg over and I'm straight back into like the guard, and I'm on the backside, so I've got this really nice like seesaw kind of recovery as well. I'm not too fussed about if I fail. So we'll just have a quick look at this to the cross collar choke. So once again, seated butterfly guard, it's a punch and hook, so I'm going to punch him in the stomach and throw a hook, right, so punch and hook, or from here. My foot goes in and I kick them nice and wide. I rehash. Stab and come up, and I'm just sitting here from here. So a lot of time they're going to try and pass guard, just put your hooks back in, and we're in a really, really nice cross collar choke. It's quite hard for the person to deal with from the top position as well. Steve? Yeah, you go backwards. Okay. So, one of the things that I can't fall on my back with the seated, but I've got to keep constantly falling to my side. So I fall to my side, foot comes in, and it's pretty much just really nice. And I generally try and, like, you know, I'm just like, cool, it's a really nice little setup. So I've kind of been playing around with this in the comp rounds, and I've had really high success with this, like really high success. How'd that feel?
Good.
Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. 2 minutes, guys. Mess around a little bit with that. Here, please, buddy. Over here. So once again, just with the seated butterfly, I do like to play offside, and one of the things I find is that this fight can often be quite complex. They're going to try and grip break and try and hand fight that, you know, so what I want to do is work the same kind of concept that from here, as I'm trying to got the hand fight, and I'm going to allow my partner to win the fight, but I'm going to pull it forward so that their natural action is that they pull backwards. As they pull backwards, kick the foot. Right, so slap on the back of the head, and I'm taking the head across the body to my armpit, and I just finish the choke here. Now, I don't like that finishing mechanic. I find it's like it's for a quick tap. Oh, you caught me by surprise, but if they're a little bit stubborn, I find that it's easy for them to back out and pop their head. So I change the grips a little bit. So once I've kind of kicked, I've got the head down, once I'm here, I come underneath the arm and I put my chin on. So this way, if Ian does try to back out, I've got a really nice control, versus this here where they can kind of pop the head. And I see a lot of time that people, they go to the rolling mechanic on the choke. So they've got this and they go, I'll do that. As they roll, but the elbow comes off the head. So when they roll under, they kind of lose, and the partner can pull the choke and they get on top. So when we do this choke, so from here, kick it, yes you can, boom, kick it, lasso, here. So first thing that I do is I take this elbow as high as I can to the ceiling over their back. So I don't pull the elbow back to me because the space for them to pop the head's quite large. So I use this mechanic to kind of go, I'll pull myself up and I'll raise my elbow. So the choke's on, sorry. So now, even if Ian tries to back out and I'm dropping, tries to back out, the choke's on, I've loosened that right off. Versus here, right, and what I mean by is my elbow to the ceiling, I win the fight, away, he wins the fight. Right, so how do I make this stronger for me is this. Anytime my back hits the ground, my elbow by default goes wide. This is bad for me. Anytime I'm shoulder down, it's good for me. So I try not to tip my back on the ground. So when I'm doing this move is, I'm keeping on my side, getting choked. I don't put my back on the ground. It's super important on this lasso choke, or the lapel lasso choke, is I'm kind of not going back on the ground, and I'm making them try to, I'm not forcing the roll over. I'm making them, I'm in a choke, I have to go, I will roll, I'm not forcing the roll. Right, so it's really important that they kind of have that option, life or death, and they choose to gain a roll. So, same deal again, seated butterfly, pull, he goes no way, retracts, boom, kick it, yes you can, under, chin on top, hand goes under, and just start to squeeze and let them work out. So I find that I don't have to write, the choke's pretty much on from that position, from there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go through. And over here, ba 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 da bum. Okay, so seated butterfly guard, once again you have the controls. So this will be, and this is a common mistake I see people do on the wrestler. So once again, they grip break, they kick, or what they do is they pull the collar. So I already know I can't get that choke because I've pulled the collar on the jawline. So the collar's no longer underneath the neck, I've pulled the collar. So I recognise I've got the jaw, I'm not going to get the choke. Does everyone understand that? Okay. So what I'm doing is I work on a pendulum-based system. I'm going to put my weight onto my hand and onto my foot, and I'll pull my leg backwards behind me. Secondary pull, boom, come over the top. Now, I want to collapse this frame system. So the hand that's closest to me goes under the neck, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knee so it's on the wrist or the elbow of my knee, and I turn my knee facing in. So here, so what I do is I tap my knee over the top of the elbow to collapse it. Right, I'm not trying to slide under, and when I collapse it, just I want to wrist lock you there in, so I'm going to get you to put your elbow on the ground, hand just. If the hand's up, just be very careful because you will come on and wrist lock. And because I'm falling, I can't stop it, it comes on quite fast. So here, I'm trying to roll my shoulder over the top. So I try and roll my shoulder over the top and spin to get the position. I'm not particularly fast right now about my bottom hook, but I do want to get the control. I'll generally go to squeeze, and my control system is under the armpit. So if Ian does try to hand fight, it's a harder position to have versus where it's in front, where he gets access to. So it's over here. This will generally give me the ability to hand fight and to start the choke. So by being under here, kung fu, so I'll go kung fu, grab it, hand goes on top. To put the choke on, think about it this way, put my head over the top and just slow squeeze to get the choke. So slow motion from here, guys, it's a 2-pull system. Okay, seated butterfly guard here, pull, retract, pull, grip, smash the leg, boom, come over the top, hand fight, and then the hands are the equation, let it go, don't worry about it. Grab your collar if you want to and just start to squeeze. Control from there. Like at this stage here, I'm not sliding my bottom leg through. Right, we will cover that next week. Why I don't, because we're going to come to a top position again, but I can't get my bottom leg through. We're going to cycle to a top position, take the armbar and Kimura instead. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So, seated butterfly guard, 2 pull.